Chicago had waited through 7 long months of Beatlemania before the Fab Four finally arrived here. And when it did, it arrived with a deafening roar.
They put cotton in our ears because they knew it was going to be loud. Well, we got outside the dressing room with the Beatles and took them onto the stage and opened the curtain, and it was like the most incredible thing you ever heard in your life. You just couldn't believe the noise.
You literally could not hear. There was just this ringing and ringing and ringing in your ears. And the blinking of thousands of flash bulbs from Instamatic cameras.
This rare home movie captures the madness of that first night at the International Amphitheatre.
We all alone and there's nobody else. You still monkey down to yourself on down.
On a beautiful August day in 1965, Chicago's White Sox Park was the scene of 2 triumphant outdoor performances and running defense against a hungry press, Chicago's Sherman Wolf.
They built the bandstand at second base and then used all the grandstands and all the bleachers for seats. We had obtained a golf cart. Between the shows, we put the golf cart underneath the bandstand, and I don't know, for some reason, when they were playing a song, Lennon happened to see what was under the curtains, and he kind of smiled, and he turned and pointed up to Ringo, and he said, "That's how we're getting out."
But by 1966, the joy had subsided a bit.
Don't you forget what the Beatles have said. Don't forget to take your Beatle records and your Beatle paraphernalia to any one of our 14 pickup points in Birmingham, Alabama.
The controversy over John Lennon's remarks about Christianity nearly forced the Beatles to cancel their 1966 American tour. It was a frightened John Lennon who apologized in the first city on that tour, Chicago. It was here at what was then called the Astor Tower Hotel. And asking the first question was a young Daily News reporter, Richard Christiansen.
We meant more to kids than Jesus did, or religion at that time. I wasn't knocking it or putting it down, I was just saying it as a fact.
That was a lot of fun, just to be there and to be in that fairly historic moment.
That night we were on the 6 o'clock news, 10 o'clock news, every newspaper, front page, and I think all over the country, and maybe all over the world.
A question just popped into my head, and I said to start things off, Mr. Lennon, after you've made these remarks about Jesus, do you feel you're being crucified?
No, I wouldn't say that at all.
But in the high-pressure days of touring, the Beatles saw little more than hotel rooms and limos. The Beatles would never get the real feel of Chicago until years after they broke up.
I met Ringo years ago at a party. We were up on the top of the Hancock building, and he was looking out over the lights of the city, and he said, you know, when we toured, we never really got to see these cities like this, and it's a beautiful city.